all fun and games till someone gets shot.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I want to do a video just talking about my final thoughts and expectations for tomorrow's State of Play event. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the leak, I did a video fully breaking it down on my YouTube. You guys can find it, one of my most recent videos. But basically, what leaked, it said Street Fighter 6, the first trailer will be shown tomorrow, June 2nd. Now, the reason why I wanted to do this video is because Street Fighter 6, when it first was shown back at the end of February, at the end of the Capcom tour, it set the internet on fire. A lot of people, there was so many mixed opinions. Like, when you talk about the logo,
Street Fighter 6
being a Adobe stock image, just changed from pink to like this black gray sort of UFC, and then they also put a little white background. That was such a big deal, and a lot of people wanted them to change it. In my opinion, I was saying if they are going to change it, in the first trailer is where they would change it. Now the reason why I think there's still hope for them to change it is because Bandai Namco, they changed their logo this year as well. They changed it. It was the pink box and it said Bandai Namco in the middle. Now, a lot of people didn't like it. They thought it was too simple or too plain, but some people took issue with the pink. Why not orange or why not red? And then once they actually officially updated their logo, they did make some changes to it. Instead of it being pink, it was red. Now, they did it just real low key. They didn't make a big deal about it or a big announcement, but they did make that subtle shift. And if Bandai Namco is willing to do that with their whole entire brand logo, you would assume Capcom, since receiving the same level of heat about their Street Fighter 6, they possibly will be doing the same. So that's one thing I'm interested to see. Are they going to stick with the logo or will they change it? But what's more important than a logo, what's more important than what's slapped on the box, right? Street Fighter 6 can be spelled out any way they want, any font they choose. What's important is the gameplay. What is important is the visuals. And the visuals was a big deal. Now, in this trailer, I have the trailer here. Me personally, I like this trailer. I really do. It reminds me so much of like UFC. When you're watching like a UFC or a boxing match and you see the two fighters, like, you know, the pre-promotion material. This is what that reminds me of. The black background, the light coming down, super realistic. One thing that's very funny too, when this trailer first came out, I made a video and I was talking about, is Street Fighter 6 copying MK11 and Tekken 7? Now, this is the start of the title. Now, when this video first went up, a lot of people understood what I was saying, but as this video progressed, as the lifespan of this video went on, a lot of new people showed up to the video and they thought this is what I was saying. They thought this was my opinion. But I never felt this way. I never felt that they were copying Tekken or Mortal Kombat. The reason I gave as to why they switched to this like kind of realistic, you know, graphics is because they want that casual market. The casuals, they buy with their eyes. The FGC, we buy with our hands. If the game feels nice, if the game plays nice, if it has depth, game modes, and all these things, then the FGC will accept it, right? Gameplay is what we cherish, but the casual audience, they cherish graphics and stylized trailers. Two examples that I gave back in that video, but I will give here as well. Cyberpunk, their whole shtick was, look at how cool this trailer, look at how cool this game looks, look at how big the map is, look at everything you can do. Now, of course, when that came out, it was very bare bones, but the casual audience already ate it up, myself included. I was very engulfed in the marketing for Cyberpunk. And another example, Battlefield 2042, the trailers and content that we got pre-release, it was all very, very HD, 4K, high quality, high resolution, high octane gameplay. And that is why I think they went with this style for their first, because it did exactly what they wanted it to do. Trending on both YouTube and Twitter, it definitely caught everyone's attention. Now, when you talk about tomorrow's trailer, will it actually look like this? Super realistic, or will it go back to sort of the more anime style, the anime look? Another one of the videos that I did was this one, Capcom dev build. Now in this one, I was talking about, let's see, how can I do this? I was talking about how back when Street Fighter V was being shown, they were working on some pre-dev builds with photorealistic graphics in it as well. And this is something that I just noticed. I think it was a news article that I seen or something like that. But you can see here, this is pre-Season 5, or this is pre-Street Fighter V. They were already working on this hyper-realistic feel and look. And I wonder, will Street Fighter 6 look like this but more polished? That's the big question. I think it's going to be very interesting to see what it is they exactly do, because everyone's watching. There was a Harada's bar, that's the lead guy in Tekken. He had a Harada's bar with one of the lead guys in Sega, and they both were talking about how they're going to be watching and seeing what Street Fighter 6 does, because Street Fighter 6 is the big guy. This is the one that was on ESPN, the grand finals of EVO. This is the one that all the rappers rap about. Ryu, Ken, Hadouken. This is the one. Of course, Mortal Kombat is a close second when you're talking about American popularity in pop culture, but Street Fighter started it all. And this next game, it has to be a hit, because Street Fighter V started off very rocky. Of course, it was a PlayStation 5 exclusive. A lot of people didn't like that. Myself included. I would have been so much more involved in the Street Fighter community if it was available on not just PlayStation, right? But I think this time around, I don't think they're gonna, well, who knows? They're announcing it at State of Play. So who knows if once again it'll be a console exclusive. This time around I have a PlayStation 5, so I'm buying it either way, but will they do it again? And also, when you talk about the bad launch, the story wasn't all the way there. The story came a few months later, very bare bones. But I don't really think we need to worry about that. I feel like all that stuff will be kind of like Tekken 7. Tekken 7 had kind of it didn't have a rocky launch, but it was bare bones. All you had was the story online, and then that pretty much was it. You had character endings, but the game is bare bones. I think this next generation of these fighting games is going to have a lot more content. These games did very well, even though they may have started late. They made a got a rocky start, or what. This really, look at, you can see like the little dots on him. It's crazy if Street Fighter 6 actually looks like this. Both Tekken 7 made a huge comeback. 9 million copies sold. They just announced it. Street Fighter 5, it's like, even though it started off bad, it finished so incredibly strong. And I want to see that momentum carried into these next games, because Street Fighter 6 doesn't come a lot. It's on 6, Tekken 7 is on 7, Mortal Kombat is on 11. So we don't get Street Fighter often, and I just want it to be the best that it could be, right? But I just want to make this video to give my thoughts before the actual trailer is shown, just like if the leak is true. But I do think they have a lot of potential here. Even, like I said, the logo, people were upset about it. So what? You know, the logo at the end of the day does not matter, right? What matters is gameplay. More news, summer 2022, hashtag Street Fighter. With that, I'm going to end the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.